Hey there folks, I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this video. And I've mentioned before, I am a Sam's Club shopper. You know, it's $40 a year for the membership, but it kind of pays for itself if you're really careful about what you get. You know, some things you don't want to buy in bulk. I don't need 3 dozen freaking eggs. They're going to go bad on me before I can use them. But a gallon of milk is pretty reasonably priced there. Paper towels, toilet paper, all those types of things. If you're really selective and you know what to go for, you can grab yourself a pretty good bargain, especially if you stick with the Members Mark brand products. Most of them are actually really good. All the paper goods, anything that they have is Members Mark, including some of the more industrial stuff. Some people don't like the way it looks if you pull out the catering size or commercial aluminum foil roll, but it's a hell of a lot fucking cheaper than buying, even in bulk at Sam's Club, the Reynolds Wrap brand name, and it works just as well. It still looks so cute. I mean, whatever. Who needs name brand stuff? If my friends are impressed by that kind of thing, they're not really good friends, are they? I mean, if they're going to judge me for not having it, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, point I'm getting to here is that the Members Mark brand stuff has been really great, except for the can of wipes, the little like Clorox style wipes. Stick with the Clorox. The Members Mark ones, I don't know what happened there. They fall apart, they tear, they're awful. But again, it's the only Members Mark product that I have not been satisfied by or impressed by in some cases. But it brings me to this video where I've been wandering up and down the aisles, just, you know, keeping an eye out for stuff. And I noticed those Members Mark rum, Members Mark vodka. I asked myself, I wonder if the liquors at Sam's Club are any good with their name brand on it. But I'm not a huge rum drinker, not a big vodka drinker. I figured maybe I'd grab a bottle of each at some point if I ever empty all the rum and vodka out of my liquor cabinet that's in there now. The other day, Members Mark Canadian whiskey, purple and gold with the shape of this on top. It's no fucking secret that they're going for the Crown Royal look. But $18 plus tax and deposit for a 1.75 liter gallon, or a 1.75 liter, or a half a gallon, or a handle, as they call it in some states, of Canadian whiskey. It's actually a pretty damn decent price. It's a little bit more expensive than some of the cheaper brands like Evan Williams and Lord Calvert, but it's oak cask aged, blended Canadian whiskey. Most Canadian whiskeys are blended. 40% ABV, so it's an 80 proof, and an understated masterpiece with equally matched notes of grain, sweet vanilla, spice, and caramel. So I figured, what the hell, for $18, we're going to check it out. Members Mark Canadian blended Canadian whiskey is an understated masterpiece. Same thing it said on the front. The master blender, here, there's something new, has produced a luxurious blended Canadian whiskey, a culmination of hard work, dedication, and elegance. A blended Canadian whiskey that proudly carries the name Members Mark. This super premium blended whiskey is distilled from high-quality grains and matured in premium oak casks. This mastered process creates an incomparable quality of a full-bodied whiskey with smooth notes of vanilla, spice, and caramel. Now, it's imported by IWA Distilling Company, Limited, New Orleans, Louisiana, imported from Canada. So, Sam's Club being, you know, associated with Sam Walton and Walmart and all that shit, I'm a little disappointed they went with a Canadian whiskey instead of a Kentucky bourbon, but whatever. I'm sure it was an economic decision on their part. I'm further disappointed by the fact that there is no bright, there it is. Let's say no perforation in this plastic, but I found it, and it's loaded with static. I have a bad habit when I'm opening stuff of like putting my arm right in front of my face and covering myself up. Not that I'm that pretty, but you know. I'm trying not to do that as much anymore, but with this one, it's just at the right height. Okay, so that's a synthetic stopper. That's not actual cork, but that's whatever. I mean, I'm not a fan of the ball shape. Good thing I got a big fucking hand here. I like this bottle cap. It reminds me of several of the special editions of Jack Daniels, like the single barrel. It's a similar style and shape. Nobody cares about the fucking bottle cap, right? This is definitely a nice light golden color. I want to say it looks reminiscent of Crown Royal. It's been a while since I've had Crown, more than it does those less expensive brands that I mentioned. It's got some decent legs to it. It's sticking to the glass fairly well. I'm going to try and get that right up in there for you. It's looking good. So it's got some nice viscosity, a nice look to it. It's still up at the top of the glass there. Running down really slowly. Nice light golden color. So far, overall, the appearance is pretty damn nice. It's got a slightly harsh aroma. It's an 80 proof, 40%. So, I mean, it's going to have some booziness to it. It's also a whiskey, but a little harsh up front, but it does kind of mellow. I'm getting some sweetness to it. Some lighter notes, maybe some of that vanilla and caramel that they're talking about, but just light hints of it. It's smooth, as all blended Canadian whiskeys are. It's got a little bit of a bite on the back end. And it's definitely closer to Crown Royal than it is to Lord Calvert, I'll say that. But it's somewhere in between. Crown tends to be a little bit sweeter, a little bit less harsh than this is, but it's not quite as rough as some of the Black Label, less expensive Canadian blended whiskeys. Up front, it's got some decent graininess. There is a good amount of sweetness coming through as you swallow it, and especially in the aftertaste. A lot of that caramel and hints of that vanilla. It looks very syrupy on the glass. It makes me think of syrup in that mid-range of the tasting. Like I said, very grainy. Obviously a lightly smoky, woody whiskey up front, but then it goes to a really nice, sweet character. It finishes a bit harsh. It's got some fumy character in the finish, but it's not turning me off. But I can definitely feel the alcohol like sublimating off the back of my throat and up through my nostrils, if that makes any sense. But so I'm definitely going to be fumigating people after a couple of these. It's probably going to be very obvious on you in terms of the aroma after you've had a couple drinks of this, especially drinking it straight like this. But I got to say, Holy shit. If you're out shopping for a good bargain blended Canadian whiskey, and you're eyeballing the Evan Williams or the Lord Calvert or those price range items, spend the extra couple of bucks and get the Members Mark. You get a lot more quality than what you would expect for just a couple of extra bucks. Like I said, it's not quite up there with the Crown Royal. It's not quite up there with Jack Daniels or some of the other major whiskey brands, but holy shit, it is a hell of a value for the taste experience. I think I've got a new go-to budget option. It was Lord Calvert, because Lord Calvert mixes with a lot of different things. There's a whole video series where I demonstrate that. And it's for the price, you could even drink that stuff straight. But mix, it's an awesome mixer. This, like I said, I think is going to edge that out in my playbook, as it were. But yeah, Members Mark blended Canadian whiskey. It's not going to blow your mind or anything, but it's certainly, for the price, you're getting a lot more than you paid for in terms of the flavor and the overall experience. It's pretty fucking good. This is not an $18 bottle of whiskey. This is probably about a $35 to $40 bottle of whiskey. But you know what I mean. I would expect to pay $35 to $40 for this. So I would expect to pay twice as much as I did for it. That's saying a lot. But again, if you're going for a particular flavor, it's not going to replace Jack Daniels or Crown Royal or any of those other whiskeys in my typical lineup. But I'm definitely going to splurge and spend an extra couple of bucks when I'm trying to be budget conscious, because it's a big upgrade for a very small price increase. All right, I've beaten all those points to death, and you guys are probably sick of hearing me repeat myself. I'm not coming up with anything new on it. It's just solid all around, and I bet it's great mixed with Coke or even ginger ale like Crown Royal is. Because again, it's a somewhat similar taste experience, but it's not quite as smooth or as robust as the Crown Royal is. But it's a lot closer to Crown Royal than it is to Lord Calvert. Okay, I'm repeating myself, and I said I was going to stop doing that. Anyway, that's just what I have to say about the Members Mark Canadian whiskey. Blended Canadian whiskey. Hit me up down below in the comments or the email link. Love to hear what you have to say about this stuff. While you're down there, don't forget to like and share the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out that Lord Calvert mixer playlist I mentioned. There's some interesting stuff in there. I think a lot of people enjoyed it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, folks. Cheers.